Well, welcome. I've got a special guest with me tonight, Lieutenant Colonel Virginia Branson, better known as Ginger. Now, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army, retired.
That's right.
Well, you've written a book.
I did write a book.
You know, is everybody writing a book? I need to write a book, don't I, Ginger?
You should. You really should.
Well, your book, I have nothing to write about. That's my problem. But you're writing about Saudi Arabia.
I'm writing about Desert Storm. You know, this is the 25th anniversary of Desert Storm.
Yeah.
So I thought a retrospective would be a really good idea.
No, you're
25 years later.
You were a nurse.
I was. I am.
And you still are a nurse. You still do nursing stuff around the state of Alabama.
I do.
So this is Desert Storm from a nurse's perspective.
Exactly.
Right. Now, just to give you an idea, and I couldn't remember all this stuff, so I wrote it down. You're out of the service, right?
I am retired.
You're retired. But just let me give you an idea. You're a member of the American Legion. You're the adjutant of the post that I belong to, Post 911. You're a member of VFW. You're a member of AMVETS. You're a member of Military Officers of America, Blue Star Salute Foundation, Support Committee for the National Cemetery in Montevallo. You volunteer at the Alabama Veterans Memorial Park. You work at the VA hospital now and then. And you received Veteran of the Year from the Military Officers Association of America and from the American Legion.
No, just from MOA last year.
Just from MOA last year.
It was.
You were recognized.
No, it was Alabama Female Veteran of the Year for 2016 with the American Legion.
I was this close to getting it right. Anyway, thank you. Boy, these lieutenant colonels, man, you make one slight move, boy, they're on you. Anyway. Ginger, you know, Ginger's a great friend, and she's the adjutant of the American Legion Post 911 in Hoover. It meets at the Hoover Tactical Firearms every fourth Tuesday of the month at 6 p.m.
That's right.
Yeah. So, okay, we got that out of the way. Oh, by the way, we came here. These are the actual deck of cards that we used to see on television with all the bad guys' pictures on it?
Exactly. That is the actual deck of cards. I brought them home with me from Saudi Arabia.
That's amazing. It's got all the bad guys on it.
It does.
And there's something interesting also. Here is a camouflage Bible.
Yes. They were camouflaged because we were not allowed to have any sort of sign of our Christian faith.
Yeah.
And so they camouflaged the little Bibles for us.
Isn't that great? So the Army did this.
Army did that.
The Army did this.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Army issue Bibles.
Army issue Bible, camouflage Bible. Wonderful. Okay, now let's talk about. Okay, you're over in. How old are you at the time?
I was 46, I guess.
46, still a young woman. Okay, and you all of a sudden you were in Saudi Arabia and it's Desert Storm, and you're in some kind of outpost, some kind of what was it?
We're on a Saudi Arabian military post.
Yeah.
It's a military post that's actually owned by Saudi Arabia, and they have a lot of their soldiers there.
Okay.
And they have this hospital that they built. That's an exact replica of one of our hospitals in Arizona, as a matter of fact, that the king of Saudi Arabia had been in the hospital over here, and he loved it, so he had it totally duplicated at his military city. The problem was that was 7 years before that, and nobody basically knew how to operate the MICU equipment or the SICU equipment, the cardiac monitors. Nobody knew how to operate any of those, so the intensive care units had never been opened in 7 years when we got there.
So the dust had accumulated. So did you have to clean it first?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, it was filthy. Yeah, we did have to clean it. Now, they had operated or opened and operated some of the medical floors above the intensive care unit.
Okay, so that's where you were.
Yes, that's where we were.
And you guys, how many people went through there? In that 15 months you were there, I think I have that number written down because it was unbelievable. In 16 weeks, there were 2,250 patients, 428 major operative procedures, and 36,374 outpatient visits.
Right. That included people who came in for sick call, people
Right.
came in with minor wounds or
Yeah.
insect bites.
Now,
And
it was Saudi Arabian, and it was civilians, and it was our guys,
it was
and
our guys, it was
our
Kuwaiti
gals,
guys.
yeah. Kuwaiti people, just everybody
Saudis.
taking place. Now, but a lot of strange things took place, because in the book, you talk about some of the strange things that took place. One of them is, this is kind of personal, but I hope you don't mind me, because it's in the book, so I can talk about it, right?
Oh yeah, it's not personal anymore. It's in the book.
It's the underwear. The
The
ladies,
underwear.
the ladies' underwear. What in the
Well,
world?
let me tell you about the underwear. Before we left, we were given a briefing about how to behave and what Saudi will and will not allow. And
Yeah.
one of the things they will not allow is for women to wear white underwear. White is their holy color, so women can't wear white
That
underwear.
makes sense. Sure.
Well, at the time, 25 years ago, all of my underwear was white. So Colonel Carlisle's roommate had come to kind of help us while we were over at the place getting briefed and getting in the process.
Yeah.
And so she was in a motel room. Her name's Betty. Betty was in a motel room. And I said, what am I going to do? All my underwear is white. And she said, oh, I'll dye it for you. So that day, while we were over at the post, she went and got brown dye and dyed all my underwear. Well, being different fabrics, it all came out different colors, beige and brown and kind of cream color.
Who's gonna know what color your underwear
Well,
is?
you know what? That didn't occur to us because we were soldiers. We were following directions. Okay, no white underwear. All right. I guess I would see it hanging on the tent or something after you washed it. I don't know.
Okay, so you went ahead and did that because that's what you're supposed to
I had
do.
the prettiest underwear in all of Saudi Arabia.
I'm so thrilled to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's one of the crazy things. The other stuff, and again, it's in the book, is the post office thing with pallets. When you say pallets full of mail, you're talking about a pallet that's 4 feet by 4 feet.
That's actually 8 feet by 8 feet.
Oh my gosh.
And they're packed up about 8 feet tall, so it's an 8-foot cube, if you will.
Of mail for our guys.
For our guys. Mail and packages and all kinds of whatever income.
So it's there at the post in Saudi Arabia?
Well, it's at the post office, but not it, because as far as you could see, there were pallet after pallet after pallet of mail, and you can see for miles because it's totally flat.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of these pallets.
Thousands?
Thousands. Oh, yeah.
And
they go off in miles into the distance.
And this meal wasn't being delivered to our guys?
No. Well, they had 8 postal workers at the post office. And so they were...
It reminds me of the Army.
But
the best Army in the world, by the way. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they worked from 8 to 5 every day,
Yeah.
with an hour for lunch and 2 15-minute breaks.
Yeah.
And kind of like a lot of government workers here, they kind of would take a letter, look at it, and go put it in a box. And only 8 of them doing this.
Yeah.
So they would clear, a couple of pallets a day.
Right.
Well, in the meantime, dozens more pallets were coming in, so nobody was getting mail.
So what you did was, you guys all volunteered?
Yeah, the chaplain got together. He found an old school-type bus, and he asked for volunteers, and he said, whoever wants to go sort mail, get on the bus at 7 o'clock. And so we did for weeks. Whoever wasn't working in the hospital would
You guys, not only were doing the nursing,
40 of us or
now
so.
you're making sure 40 of your... How many pallets did you get to?
Oh, we did about 50 to 60 pallets a day.
So we were
working fast and hard, and there were like 40 of us. So it would take us 7 minutes or so a pallet.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 it was sorted.
Okay.
Then they'd move that pallet out and move another one in.
What would you say was the toughest thing about being there during wartime? Did you get shelled? Did anything like that happen?
Well, we actually did. The Scuds were aimed at us because we were the center of the Saudi military place. But but only one Scud actually hit in our area.
Yeah.
So the Patriot Guard took them out.
Yeah.
They were lined up on the horizon. You could see them.
Yeah. They just took them all out.
Oh yeah, took out all the Scuds except for that one.
Yeah. Well, the book is just fascinating. Now, what do you take away from all this? It's been 25 years. You see what's going on today in the Middle East, what's going on in Iraq and all that. You're a nurse, but you're a lieutenant colonel. You still fire a gun. You still know how to fight if you had to.
Absolutely. They better not come to my door.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you take away from what's going on right now, Ginger?
It's sad. It is so sad that we seem to be trying to hold our own, maybe, but we are not being aggressive. Now, in Desert Storm, they say it only took a few days, but of course our job lasted months.
Yeah.
Because we did a lot of humanitarian stuff too.
Sure.
But it was aggressive, it was fast. We went in, did what we were there to do, and pulled out as far as the military was concerned.
Sure.
So I would kind of wish we could do that sort of thing now, but we're really hooked into the humanitarian thing and politically correct thing. And so
kind of tough.
It is tough.
You got to pick up this book. It's a fast read. It's a fun read. You'll just love it. You can see on the screen how you can get it. Amazon.
Amazon.com.
Amazon.com. You're going to love this thing. Thank you.
I was going to say, if you're an Amazon Prime customer, you can read it for free on Kindle.
Okay, there you go. Thanks, Ginger.
Thank you for talking with me.
All during our lives, we've heard the words gamble.